Hey everyone, Regal Reviews here. So, I feel really stupid because apparently I did not get the big twist from This Is Us last week. Apparently, the big twist is, spoiler alert, that Kevin, Kate, and Randall are brothers and sisters, and their story takes place in present time, while Jack and Rebecca are their parents, and their story takes place in 1980. I found that out the day after This Is Us premiered, and I could not believe I missed that. So anyway, let's move on with my This Is Us recap. So to recap on tonight's episode, let's start with Jack and Rebecca. You see in the past the big three, they're 8 years old in this flashback, and we see that Kate has always struggled with her weight ever since she was a little kid, and Kevin is apparently been kind of he was a bully to his brother Randall. The kids called Randall Webster because of that show Webster in the 80s when the white family adopts the black kid. And Jack and Rebecca are kind of going through their own marital issues. Jack's really stressed out, and believe that he thinks his wife is perfect, but he's not. And with all the kids and their stuff going on, he doesn't know how to handle it, so he takes up drinking. And Rebecca actually gives him an ultimatum saying that she won't accept this in her house and that he needs to be a man and fix this problem. So he actually does promise her that he'll stop the drinking and he'll be a better man. And then you saw a sweet scene where Jack, Rebecca, and the kids all throw themselves on the floor and just having a good time. Randall's wife, Beth, she's kind of questioning William's intentions. William asks to borrow money, and she's a bit skeptical because he was a former crack addict. So I can understand why she's a bit skeptical, but he explains that he goes to feed his cat every day. He takes a 3-hour bus ride to go feed his cat, and they're like, well, why didn't you just tell? Why didn't you just tell us he had a cat? And he said because the cat has health problems and asthma, and it would just be a burden, and he kind of feels like he's a burden. And Beth even asks him if he's really sick and if this is just a big con, and he says he is really sick. And you see that William's trying to bond with his granddaughters, and Randall's trying to adjust to having his biological father in his life. And I could see why Beth was worried because they basically invited a stranger into their home. They don't really know anything about William yet. With Kevin, he's still kind of dealing with the aftermath of his outburst on the Manny, and he found out that the network is going to force him to stay on, or else they're going to ruin his career. And he actually goes to Kate for some advice and some encouragement. And Kate's kind of dealing with her own stuff. She's really struggling to lose weight. She's trying really hard, but like nothing's working for her. And she actually has her own little outburst at her support meetings. She kind of yells at the other heavier set women and this anorexic that's in the class. And Toby seems a really good match for Kate. They seem to really hit it off, like I mentioned last weekend. The actors have great chemistry. Toby mentions that he doesn't want it to be about weight all the time. He wants to, just have fun. But he's losing weight, but she's not. So that's kind of a big thing for Kate. Kate goes to this party to help Kevin, and she's self-conscious because she can't find anything to wear, and she ends up finding something to wear, and she looked great. I thought she looked very beautiful. And when they get to the party, Kate tells him that he should just tell the director, the network chair off and just say Manny out. And he talks to the network lead and says that he doesn't want to do it, and the network lead does confirm that he will ruin him if he doesn't continue with the Manny. And meanwhile, Kate's having the time of her life with Toby. She got a little tipsy at the party, but it's good to have fun every once in a while. And Kevin's kind of at a crossroads, so he calls Randall, and I'm kind of glad they showed that, because I was wondering why Randall wasn't talking to Kate or Kevin in the present time, and Randall's kind of still dealing with the fact that Kevin wasn't a great brother to him, but he was able to help out a little bit, and they had a nice talk, and Kevin does make the decision that he wants to leave the networks, and he actually wants to pursue theater, so he actually stuck to his guns and listened to his sister and listened to his heart. And Kate is still with Toby. She's going to try to work it out, and she's going to try to be to try to have more fun, basically. And then with that, at the end of the episode, we find out something very interesting. Apparently, the doorbell rings at Randall's house, and the kids are saying, "Oh, Grandma and Grandpa are here," so that's going to be a very awkward meeting. William meeting Randall's biological parents for the first time, and when they get to the door, he says, "Hi, Mom," and I couldn't make out exactly what Randall said. He said something like, "Hi, ever guys," so I'm wondering what that means. I'm wondering if Rebecca and Jack ended up getting a divorce, or did Jack pass away? I'm hoping we'll get to see it next week. The previews from next week's show that Jack and Rebecca brought the babies home for the first time, and it looks like Rebecca might be suffering from postpartum depression. So it seems like from the episodes they're doing that the flashbacks aren't going in chronological order. They're kind of just going back and forth, I guess, to show what went on in their life compared to what's going on now. I really love this show. I really love Kate. I relate to her because I've struggled to lose weight in the past, and it is definitely not easy, but she's definitely trying, and it's not about how you lose weight. It's the matter that you're doing it. You're trying to better yourself and be a healthier person. I think all the actors have great chemistry in the show. The actors who play Kate and Toby are great, and Mandy Moore and Milo are very great. I just love this cast. I love this show. It's such a great show. If you guys want to catch This Is Us, it is on Tuesdays, 10 p.m. on NBC. I hope you guys enjoyed This Is Us tonight, and I hope you guys enjoyed my This Is Us recap. And until next time, stay regal.